people, welcome back to my channel, The Fiction Faction, and today we are going to talk about a very sad book, a very strong book which will give you goosebumps, which will get under your skin. The book is My Dark Vanessa by Kate Elizabeth Russell, and I have given this book 5 on 5 stars. It's a must read. So before I begin, let me tell you that this is not a very easy read, but a very important one. The story begins with Vanessa, a 15-year-old girl who gets into a relationship at this age with her English teacher, Jacob Strain, who's much older. He's 42 years old. She believes it is love. She feels noticed, loved and chosen, especially because she's struggling with self-esteem and dealing with the loss in her life. But as readers, we will come to know slowly that something very different is happening. It is not love. It is grooming and abuse. You will see in this book that how an abuser chooses his or her prey, someone who's absolutely vulnerable, just like how Vanessa was in the book. Now this story runs into two timelines. The time when Vanessa was 15 years old, when she fell in love with Jacob Strain, come today when she's 32 and she's seeking the help of a therapist to come out of her trauma and emotions of the past. Currently, she's in a job that she does not enjoy, and she has to deal with some loss in her life, some grief that she's dealing with, and she discusses it with her therapist, but everything is not honest in her mind. At the same time, one of the ex-students of the school also comes forward and alleges Jacob Strain of abuse, which forces Vanessa to confront her past. Now, one of the most powerful things about this book is how confusing it feels, just like how it was for Vanessa. Now, Vanessa is completely unclear of her memories. She does not remember them clearly, or she does not want to remember them. Her emotions are mixed, especially when it comes to Jacob Strain, because she believes that what she had with Strain was actually love. She does not tell her own therapist everything which was true, which happened with her when Jacob Strain was with her. Because today, if she accepts the truth, that will be a complete destruction of her self-identity with which she had been living for the past so many years. This book will beautifully show you how an abuser can hold its prey very captive in the mind, like how Vanessa is still captivated by Jacob Strain. Now, Strain as a character is very unsettling. He's manipulative, he's controlling, and very clever. He uses literature and famous writers to justify his actions and makes Vanessa believe that what they have is something very special and even romantic. He twists the reality in such a way that makes Vanessa believe that she's the one who's in control of everything. But in actuality, in reality, it's Strain who has all the power over her, over the situation, over her body, and over her mind. While reading this book, I honestly felt helpless and anxious for Vanessa. There were times in the book where I wanted to shake her up and literally tell her that what are you doing to yourself, and show her the truth. But that's exactly what makes this story so strong. It shows us that how abuse is always not obvious, and how a person can feel love, attachment towards their abuser. My Dark Vanessa has been written in such a complex way. She is vulnerable but yet so strong. Her emotions feel real. The confusion, the denial, the pain, everything is portrayed so honestly that even after you finish the book, these feelings will stay with you. Overall, this book is heavy, intense, and definitely not a light read. But it is incredibly well written and thought-provoking. It makes you feel uncomfortable, but in a way that feels necessary. I would highly recommend My Dark Vanessa if you are ready for a heavy story that explores very important theme. See you next time.